started without him. Is he going to go sit over there now? No, I'm just kidding. He's finishing up, so we'll let Mike finish up. In the meantime, Lindsay.
Hi.
Thanks for having me in.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited for you guys. I know you've been working, trying to make this work.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Now the work begins.
yeah, for sure.
Would you introduce yourself first?
I'm Lindsay Gordon. I am the executive chef here at Fire Fury Brewing Company and Barbecue.
Yes.
We haven't got really the barbecue part going yet.
Working on it.
I
see the equipment outside. The last
is.
time I was here, the smoke was billowing. It was. And I'm glad it wasn't today because I know you guys would have let me taste it.
Of course.
But okay, never mind. I am pretty bummed out now.
I know.
I'm just kidding. No.
We're doing it every weekend now. We're trying to bump it up, so we'll have it. It's just getting the kitchen aspect figured out. We're paying for everything out of pocket, so trying to get the doors open and get everything going, and it'll be there.
Simple.
Just not yet.
The simple stuff in life, Lindsay. You're new to the industry, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, maybe in the beer aspect of it, yes. But not the food aspect.
I was teasing you. I know that you worked with Tamara for a little bit.
I did over at Cotton and Copper. I was there for a little over a year.
Yeah.
And then I went over to Hell of a Brewing out in Chandler, and I was there for a while. But the pandemic hit, so the time frame that I was employed versus the time frame I was actually in the kitchen is definitely different.
Okay, sure.
And then I went over to Wicked Brews, Bites, and Spirits, and now at Tukey.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I haven't been there yet.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's great. They're all great.
Yeah.
You'll love Chip.
That's
and
cool.
Zach is their brewer. Zach was he did Rock Bottom.
Okay.
With all of them and stuff.
I don't think I've met him, but people have said you've probably met him, and then I've seen pictures. I'm like, I haven't met that guy.
Think I met him. Yeah. No, he's amazing. They do some good stuff.
Nice, cool
G's
concept
in their
too.
kitchen. Yeah.
They make cheese in their kitchen.
No, G is the executive chef. I mean, I don't know. We could maybe talk to him about that.
Oh, I like cheese too.
Who doesn't?
I mean, if I had to choose between cheese or barbecue, I could probably give up barbecue, unfortunately, before I could give up cheese as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Are you going to join us?
Coming in.
Yeah, dude. Come on,
we're
man.
just
We thought you were going
talking.
to go sit over there. Mike, welcome, man. Welcome back to the show.
Back to the show. Hold on, I got to get my shit right.
Things have...
oh, my God, I
don't have that much time, dude.
None of us do.
I don't have an editor. There's just Mike,
None of us have that much time.
What's up, buddy?
How are you doing?
I'm great, man. Cheers to the three of you. I was waiting for
Sorry,
Mike to get here as well. Cheers, Lindsay.
Cheers.
Thank you guys for having me in.
Thanks for coming in.
I'm excited for you guys. I was telling Lindsay that, how excited I am to be in here. You guys are open.
Yeah.
I know the podcast is going to be like 15 minutes because it's been a super easy, smooth path. So, but let's start with...
super easy.
Well, we've met Lindsay. Introduce yourself and your role here at Fire and Fury.
I am Mike Mathis. I am one of the owners and the brewer.
Excellent. Who made this beer that I'm drinking right here?
That would be me.
And the beer that you're drinking as well?
That same thing.
Excellent. Same beer?
Same beer. Well, what do you got there?
I got the
Savage
double
Intent.
IPA.
That's the one.
Savage Intent. And what are you enjoying?
I'm drinking coffee kolsch along with some tea.
Okay. Getting the day going. That's
It's
great.
allergy season.
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah, and it is kind of still morning. I mean,
No.
in this industry, it's kind of...
Some of us have been drinking for like 3 hours already.
Yeah. It's afternoon. We're good.
I won't say who.
No.
Why are you pointing at me?
I like how you said it for the people who are just listening to the audio, not watching, so they know.
Yeah, no, I was
that
pointing
she
at
pointed.
Michael.
I was pointing at him.
I started the day with coffee. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go. Coffee kolsch?
Yeah.
No,
that's just me.
No, just regular coffee. Got to wake up a little bit.
All right, so I know both of you guys have their previous episodes with Michael and you guys with Barbecue, and so it's really cool to see this all really come together as Fire and Fury. So, how did the connection first happen? Like, how did you guys first realize that what the hell is going on with each other? That's an odd question.
I'd say that's Brian Helton's fault.
I would also
yeah.
agree with that, yeah. I totally blame Brian.
set you guys up on like a blind date type of thing.
Yeah, it wasn't so blind. Like
it's not so blind. It was like, hey, you do this. Hey, you do this.
Yeah.
You guys should do it together.
By the way, just talk.
Wow, the power of.
We fought it for a while.
Okay.
There were.
But then it just kind of.
There were.
Came together.
Yeah, there were obstacles, right? So we were all in different places at different times. So
different places as far as like where you were with your brands and your businesses.
Correct.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it took a while, right? So I think it wasn't until with Raged Fury that I lost the lease due to COVID on the other location. I just kind of I don't want to say gave up, but I was just you feel defeated, right?
Sure.
And here you are, you're about ready to start construction, and the landlord just goes, no, I'm not gonna honor my part of the lease, and we're just gonna use the force majeure clause, and we're out, and that sucked.
Yeah.
And it was one drunken night on a Zoom call. Me and Steven were just kind of hanging out and drunk as shit, and said, maybe, and maybe.
You would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's
really what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, how many great stories come from having some drinks, right? And great ideas.
No good stories start that way. I mean,
ideas are great, but then you have to edit it in the morning as well.
The ideas are great when you're drunk, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, wait, maybe that was
ridiculous.
But this one was not so ridiculous.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Well, because I remember, when I've had you on the podcast in the past, it's just been obstacle after obstacle. So when you finally got that place, that sucks, man. That really sucks.
You know what? It happened for the best, right?
Sure. Yep.
I look back at it now, and while it did suck, I think I'm thankful that it did happen.
Yeah.
I think it was going to be a very probably daunting task for me to take that on by myself.
Okay,
but
sure.
This fell all together in the right ways.
Yeah. Well, and same for you guys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was.
we'd owned the Arizona Barbecue for a while, and we'd had another gentleman that was in it with us, and he wanted to do the beer aspect because we always knew we wanted to have the barbecue and the beer together. It was just a matter of finding a location that we could do that in and getting him trained in the brew aspect, and that process just didn't come together the way it was supposed to or should have, or how we pushed, and we just couldn't find the right building.
Yeah.
And so, when Mikey's stuff fell through and we got to reevaluate how we would make this work as a unit instead of two separate entities.
Yeah.
And that was the trick.
Yeah, and that
Sure.
was the trick because, we don't want to lose the Raged Fury aspect and the brewing aspect and everything that he knows and he's built up, and we didn't want to lose our barbecue aspect or everything that we built up from there. So again, how do we blend our two businesses separately to make one entire cohesive thing? So we're still working on it. There's still bugs. We've only been open for a month and a half, so
right. Yeah.
I don't think the bugs are ever going to go away.
I honestly
no. You need a good pest control guy, right?
We'll always find new bugs to work out.
Right.
Yeah. But that's business. So
yeah.
And also, I kind of feel a little bit. We like that kind of stuff, right? We like the chaos when shit's like too clean and everything's. I'm like, man,
I can't handle it.
I just want to go knock something over.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I would like a little cleanliness right now because
I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, every day is
an uphill battle.
And we think we've got one thing kind of handled and worked out, and then because there's three of us, there's three owners, so me, Michael, and Steven, so there's three different personalities, and we're trying to put two separate businesses together into this one, and we're trying to work everything out. So there's always going to be family drama.
Yeah. And there should be, right? Like there should be a little bit of.
That's the name of the next sour.
Little shit. Family drama. I like that. I'll be here for that if you don't mind, just to drink it. So you guys, decide, hey, let's kind of join forces, and you're sorting through. Because I can understand that, right? Because, there's so much heart and sweat equity and all this stuff that goes into the individual brands that you build. A combined brand is great, but then each one of them kind of loses a little bit of it's what do they say? The perfect negotiation is a lose-lose, right? Where each person gives up a little bit, right?
Everybody's got to lose something.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Yep. It's stake in the game. And I don't know which of you are the biggest loser, but
I think as long as we all lose equally, then I think we're okay.
No.
Poor Lindsay.
Poor me. No.
Well, so how did you? Well, once again, you come together, join forces, both doing individually great things. The name, once again, that's when it's kind of like, okay, now what? Because it didn't come the way that.
This is round 2.
So this is round 2 of names.
Go ahead. I'm going to adjust this camera. You're telling this.
So. I don't know how far in depth we want to get on the first part of the name change because it has to do with some
legal issues.
It has to do with some legal issues and some snow bitches from a state we won't name. And so.
Oh, don't you know?
Don't you know? I know. We're, I think we all like the new name better. And that was a chore to try and figure out, right? We threw all kinds of names around. We went back and forth for a while.
Yeah, and the thing is that we really liked the name Furious. I think it encompassed all of our personalities. It encompassed everything that we wanted to do. We had that slogan, what was it?
Live furiously.
Live furiously, drink responsibly,
Yeah.
And it's an adjective. It describes everything that we were about.
Yeah.
But when it came around and we had to change it, it turned into a, how do we keep that as well as incorporate who Mikey and his brand was and who Steve and our brand was and really unify us all together. So we got Fire and Fury. So Fire for the barbecue, Fury for Raged Fury, so I think it
actually worked perfect.
I think it actually works out better.
Yeah.
I like it. And even like just a little thing like the plus sign for Fire and Fury.
Yeah.
Like, because then plus it adds to it, right?
Well, and the branding itself, like it wasn't that big of a chore to change because obviously, the only shirts we had printed were for ourselves.
Okay.
We didn't do a whole lot of merch that was going out to anybody. The branding that was on the wall behind us, Steven Rockstar had that thing changed out in like a night. So
nice.
In the grand scheme of things, if we'd come to the problem that we'd ran into later in the process, it would have cost us thousands more.
Sure.
So it cost us some shirts, some stickers, and one marquee sign.
Okay.
So in the grand scheme of
the marquee sucked to change.
In the grand scheme of legality and funding, and we could have fought it, but at the same time,
Yeah, that was one of those. The attorney was like, "You'll win, but you'll go broke doing it." So
that's it.
We're like, forget it. We don't want to go broke. So let's just.
We're already broke.
Step one of the business plan:
not to be broke.
Yeah, don't break when you're already broke. Yeah. So you come up with the name, and then through this whole thing, you're probably looking for spots as well, right?
Actually,
we had the spot before the name issue.
You had this spot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The name change happened probably a month before we were ready to go and open.
Yeah.
So we already had the old marquee was already up.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it happened. It sucked when it happened, but it happened at the right time.
Yeah.
And we're all salty.
Sure.
Just to be salty. I don't have to be.
Yeah.
I kind of like being it, though.
Well, once again, knocking shit over.
I know. Yeah, I'm like a cat.
Yeah. If they call and say, "Hey, you know what? We're sorry. Like, you could."
Oh no, they won't.
No, they won't. No, they won't. That's why the cease and desist is actually going to be framed and put on a wall of shame on the bar.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Is it going to go? Where's the wall of shame?
So I don't know, but I want our senior pictures, get to know your owners.
Yeah.
So I want to use our high school senior pictures.
Oh no, we don't.
We
don't.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
so
we
that's
do.
got to be part of the wall of shame.
Okay.
Fun fact: in my senior picture, I had been surfing all day long, and I had forgot that we had to go take senior pictures. So I jumped in my car, soaking wet, and drove to wherever the pictures were supposed to be at this portrait place or whatever. I had my wetsuit on underneath of my shirt and my tie.
Really?
That was wet. So it was
I think
super
it's perfect.
awesome. Yeah.
Were your clothes wet then as well?
Oh, they were.
Embodies everything.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So
Oh, it
that
is.
needs to all be part of the wall of shame.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's great.
I'll make it happen.
Okay, and then on top of all that, then you have the cease and desist letter that will be framed.
That will be framed and put up there for all to enjoy.
Maybe on a can.
And to actually see.
Ooh, we could put it on the.
And to actually see the fact that those guys pandered to us for business in the same cease and desist that they gave us.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like said, hey, would you?
Oh,
like
by
to
the way,
carry
our beer is available in cans in your
it?
state,
It's the nectar
and
of the
it is
gods.
considered the nectar of the gods. We highly recommend that you purchase a 4-pack.
Yeah.
And my attorney emailed me back and said you are not allowed to respond to this.
I think all of our attorneys
Michael,
said that.
Yeah,
disable the email.
This is actually the calmest he's been while regaling.
Yeah, I was hoping a little bit more,
With,
lower,
a little more fury.
Yeah. No,
Nope.
I'm definitely the calmer one when telling the story, which is why I'm like staring at him to see where it's going to turn.
Well, he knows the camera's on him. That's it.
I'm
this
trying to
is-
be very
this is
nice.
2022. Things are captured all of the time. Yeah. So, Mike, you were doing great,
You're
man.
fantastic.
Doing great.
So proud. Because there was a row of
I'm-
people here that he was telling the story to, and he's all, wah, wah, wah.
Oh yeah, when the camera's
I'm like,
off, I'm
oh,
gonna start screaming.
Yeah. Breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have let him tell the story.
Yep. Get me all fired up again.
All right. Well, let's backtrack a little bit then.
Yeah.
Let's go to the building. Like, how did the building this spot come about?
So this is all right. This is an interesting story in itself. So this goes back all the way to when I was looking for places for Rage Fury, right?
Okay.
I had looked in this complex before, and it was a different owner, kind of a slumlord at the time. And I was looking at the space next door to us right here. All I wanted to do was make beer. I mean, I'd get everything, like all that equipment you see that's right there, out of my garage and build a little bar and sell some beer and have a good time doing it.
Yeah.
Well, the landlord, because this being Joe's Grotto, I had to go and get permission from Joe to do it.
Okay.
So I was like, that's fine. It's Thursday. It's punk night. I go and support anyways on those days.
Yeah.
I'll see Joe. I'll talk to him, and maybe it'll be fine. And I came and talked to him.
Everything will be fine.
I remember this vividly because we sat over the bar over on that side, and he just kind of jaw dropped and said, "The owner wants to put another bar in here." I'm like, "It's not that. It's not that. I'm not open till 2 a.m. I'm closing at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. If anything, we'll help each other. People will come in, they'll get all tuned up for the show, and then they'll be over there drinking liquor." I'm like, this is a win, and he threw a fit, F-bombs everywhere, blah, blah, blah. Just
not the way you expected it to
and
go.
I just kind of sat there and sat in the middle of the bar, right? And all these people are sitting there looking, and I just looked at him. I said, it was just me being pissed off and annoyed because he was doing it, but I was like, I will take this place over when you lose your business. And I just turned around and walked out. And
Hi, welcome to Fire and Fury.
yeah, and so it didn't happen, right? I signed a lease at another location. It was just me being annoyed because he was being a dick.
Yeah.
So then, fast forward into last year, right? And we're trying to figure out where the next locations or the location for us is going to be. We just couldn't find anything, right? And at the end of the day, it turns back again. I'm like, all I want to do is make beer. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe we take the small space. And I'm looking at the same space again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe we take it. Like, we can make this work, and then we can get some revenue, and then we can branch out and do the next step, right?
Yeah.
But every time we turned around, the new owner of the complex was like, what about this spot? And we kept walking in here, and you look at it, and we're looking at it, and we're like, oh, it's so gross.
So gross.
Because this has been Joe
gross.
Grotto since the
for
90s,
like 25 years.
94 or something like that.
Then he shut down in October of 2019.
He was closed. It was closed for a couple of years.
Okay.
And it was pre-pandemic, so he went out before
Yeah.
anybody said you had to shut down.
Yeah.
So there hadn't been anybody in here for 2 years.
It was so gross.
Was there a bunch of stuff still in here?
There was tables, chairs. There was things like that.
Yeah.
But not like weird. Like everybody asked, did you find weird stuff in the walls, or was anything da da da? No.
Yeah, I found a little model Corvette.
Yeah, I mean, there's a drumstick.
I was like, can we sell this?
Some chick's ID.
Let's go down to the toy shop.
Tons of guitar picks, but nothing weird. But I mean, I never came up here when it was Joe's Grotto.
Yeah.
Like that was a
I'd
Mikey
never been
and
here.
Steve's
Yeah.
thing. Like they're into the metal and the punk, and I didn't come up.
I did.
To
it was
gross.
gross.
Well, so it's gross.
It was gross.
So for people who don't know, including myself, I don't really know. Like when I came in here and you guys were like, "Oh, this is Joe's Grotto," I'm like, I don't know what that means. I told somebody it was Mel's Grotto, and they're like, "Where's Mel's Grotto?" I'm like, "Google it." And I'm like,
Google it. It's there.
Joe's Grotto.
It might be. I don't know.
So what was this place?
So it was a live music venue before we came in, right? So there was a massive stage over there, sound booth, where the front door is now.
Okay.
There was a side stage where the brewery is. All
right
of that.
behind you is where the front door was.
Yeah.
There was a second bar leading to the patio.
This place was like everything was plywooded in. There was actually no light that actually came in the building.
Carpet everywhere for sound absorption.
And the carpet, it was over here was carpet on top of linoleum, on top of linoleum, on top of linoleum. Over there on top of parquet wood floors. So it was.
Dang.
It was 2.5 weeks of grinding floors trying to get it all off. It was awful.
Yeah.
But was it a pretty awesome? Was it a great music venue back in the day when it was Joe's?
Back in the day, I think it did have a heyday, and it had a good following.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that
Static X played here. Steve saw Static X play
yeah,
here.
Okay.
it was right about the time when he switched from actually being a bar into trying to just only be the music venue. I think that's where he lost it.
Okay.
Because this was a much smaller space. The bar was a much smaller, like where you see that steel beam. That's where the edge of the building was, and and when you would come in, you would want to sit on that side of the bar because it was real skinny and nobody could see you over there. So it's where you could hide out. Yeah. But and my girlfriend and her friend would come in here all the time. They made jokes, about you get the same stamp on your hand. And I think they mentioned that one time, and Joe heard it, and then he changed the stamp the next week because they were going to get it tattooed on their hand because they came in here so often.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
It wasn't until he heard it.
Yeah, right.
Way to ruin
You're not supposed to tell him those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of work to get it done. At the end of the day, from the day we signed the lease to the day that we did Friends and Family was 7 months and 4 days.
Okay.
So we did this really fast.
Yeah.
Mostly Steve and Mike.
Yeah, we had.
Because I'm in and out of surgeries from my car accident and all that stuff. So I was in a big boot and I wasn't allowed to climb on ladders, and they don't trust me with power tools anyway. Which a paintbrush and a staple gun is all I'm allowed. But I think the staple gun is more dangerous.
The staple gun was even iffy.
Yeah.
I know.
There had to be a meeting to approve that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing there's safety on those. Otherwise, she'd be shooting all of us.
Give it to me, or I will shoot you.
Why'd you give that to her? There's no staples. Don't worry. It'll take her a while to figure out. She'll fall asleep.
The battery's dead. It's fine.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
She'll get frustrated, put it down, walk away. It'll be fine.
The batteries are dead. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, lots of friends, lots of folks helping you, or was it like
we
just
had
two-man crew?
Some.
We had some. So my son Chris was out here quite a bit helping.
Okay.
And my buddy Dustin would drive out from Queen Creek on the weekends to help out, and I'm like, dude, that's a long drive. And then
Steve and I had friends that would come down from Flagstaff or different places that would come and help. Our friend from Flagstaff owns a painting company, and he helped do a lot of the painting that we couldn't reach and stuff.
He did most of the painting in one afternoon.
One afternoon.
Yeah,
that's
so nice.
We had some good friends come out and help him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was good.
And I can tell you the day that we took all of the wood down that was in where the storefronts are now, and the glass actually went in. Steve and I actually just stood right here and looked out the window, just like I don't think we knew what to do with ourselves. First of all, I'm thinking to myself, well, there's no more running around naked by anybody, but all right, cool.
I'm sorry, were you actually running around in here naked?
Not that you know of.
That's a brewing secret. Come on.
That's the brewing dance.
Look,
I get it.
Richter brews without a shirt on. I brew without clothes.
Yeah.
Right in the window for everybody to see.
I wonder everything's so dry.
It's legal because it's with after 50 feet from the street, right? Isn't that the legal?
That's right. I turn the red light on, and we have a good time.
We are far enough from the school. It's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's right. I don't think I should publish this episode.
No, you probably should not publish that. You might want to edit that out.
He does not actually brew naked.
No, I do not.
No.
I'm embarrassed of my body, so absolutely not.
God.
All right, so back to
anyway,
the cheese. Wow, that got out of hand real quick.
It usually does.
Welcome to Fire and Fury.
Yeah.
So you guys Stephen was saying that you guys actually used part of the stage for some of what I see here.
So we tried to salvage as much as we can. I mean, again, Steve and Mikey came here all the time. This is part of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was, part of the valley. So we salvaged some lumber. We refaced the bar with stuff that we salvaged. Steve built this Arizona wall with it and this plaque with it. All of the tables and drink rails were made out of the main stage.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that.
What we could salvage, we did. I mean, price of the lumber right now. Come on, man.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
So that was a contributing factor.
Yeah.
We did save the glass wall of stickers.
Which will be overshadowed by the time the kitchen goes in.
It will be.
Kitchen will be over there.
The kitchen's going to be over there. We've got to move that wall out.
Another 3.5 feet.
3.5 feet.
Wait, what do you mean? Like that brick wall back?
No.
Oh, that plywood.
The wood one.
How do you do that? 3 feet of brick.
It's sledgehammer, buddy.
So you've got to bring that out further?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but we've got to put the smokers in there. We've got to have a kitchen that's smaller than 4x6.
Okay.
I'm small, but I'm not that small.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys crank out of that kitchen.
It's going to be awesome. It really is.
It will be. I mean, the barbecue menu is pretty set, so now we just got to figure out what kind of other stuff we want to do.
Right.
You can get pizza and burgers and wings just about anywhere.
Yeah.
So do we want to keep up with the regular kind of brewery, tap room, bar food
What
stuff?
people expect?
Or do we want to elevate that a little bit?
Yeah.
So
Elevate it.
always
I like
elevate
it. I
So
like
if
it.
We'll elevate it. It's just...
I don't know if my vote counts, but
Your vote always counts.
Steven, we got you 3-2. I think he'd be
Your
on
vote
board
count-
too.
he's
yeah.
on
Oh, he's on board with that. He's on board.
Well, it sounds like the decision has been made thanks to Tap That Easy podcast.
Yes, thank you.
I'm
Deciding
glad you were
factor.
here to have the deciding vote.
Me too.
Deciding
me too.
factor right there.
And I got it recorded on video.
I know,
I'm out of here.
We're on.
Legality.
All right. Peace.
You think you were pissed about the other one, Mike? Jeez, wait till you see this shit.
Yep. We're gonna go ahead and put the video on the wall of shame too.
That's right. That's right.
Just on repeat
And the
all
bandage from my head from you hitting me with a brewing tool. Look, I didn't even know. I don't even know the name of a brewing tool, man. That's
Mash paddle? That would hurt.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that would hurt.
Yeah, I got nothing.
What's up, man? You got to deliver.
We got a beer order.
Ah, hell yeah!
That's all right.
Very nice. Very nice.
I like beer orders.
I like getting them. I don't like paying for them.
I like the money that we get off them.
I like, yeah. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
double-edged
kind of.
The beers. What's going? Because right now I know. I mean, Mike, this was your system that was in the garage. This was the home system, right?
It's when that's not going to translate well
It's really not.
over the podcast.
It's really pretty.
I mean,
It is, yes,
When
it
you
is.
say the system that was in the garage, it
Yes.
sounds like
It's
you're
not just some buckets and some tubes.
For sure. Thank you for clarifying that.
It's-
Yes.
And I say that all the time. Everyone looks at it and they're like, "How long have you been brewing on that?" I'm like, 2014, and they're like, "This was in your garage?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, I mean, you see those homebrewers and they've got like the big old pot that they're mixing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we've done homebrew stuff at home, and this is
That's not that.
This is not it. No, you
not
have to
it.
come in
this
and
is
see
extremely
it.
elevated.
It is, but again, it's small and for what we're doing, and it's a constant battle, right?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
we did a couple collaborations. We did one with Casual Pint that's coming up. We're going to release on the 26th over there.
Nice. Okay.
And then we had Beer Week beers, so Belgian triples going. The
Simple Machine, right?
Savage Intent Double IPA that we're drinking right now. I just made that again. That one will be at Strong Beer. And all of those things, right, when we're not releasing them, it
Sick.
hurts, right, because we can't put them on tap. And that's really what we need to do. And so with that said, you can't really brew fast enough. You try. It's just not, it just doesn't go fast enough.
Yeah, no, one tank gets empty and then you gotta fill
Clean
it again.
it and
Clean
fill
it
it again.
Fill it again, and it's every day.
Look at
2
this
or 3
quick
times a
change
week.
option going on. This is amazing. It's almost like he's done it before.
Right?
Oh, we are going.
Sorry,
but
sorry.
we're
I
in
was
amazement
awe.
at what's happening right now.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep going like nothing was happening as your eyeball goes into the camera. Yeah. No.
Keep going. Don't
No. I'm not even.
ignore the man behind the curtain.
You guys did great. You did great. I was trying to listen in so that I could do the transition and act like I was listening.
Yeah.
But then you made me listen by talking about me.
That's what we do.
Brilliant.
We all have kids, so we know how it works.
And on a plus side, it was right in front of you, so we didn't do it behind your back.
That's right. That is very true. That is, once again, I documented this. You got somebody come around?
No.
Is he delivering beers?
Beer delivery guy. I don't know. I don't know. He'll figure it out.
He'll
We'll all figure it out.
Yeah. It'll all be figured
That might
out.
be Manuel Brothers. So it's just an uphill battle, right?
Yeah.
And in between, again, all the brew days is, cleaning. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, I want to be a brewer. I want to have my own brewery." Well, really, do you like to clean? Because
It's a lot.
because
cleaning.
brewing is like a 6-hour process, and then cleaning is like 2 days.
Right.
It just doesn't stop.
And that just
ever
depends
in
on what
between
you're
stuff.
brewing too.
And that's not even
pull the
the
sour
brew house.
into that, and
Yeah.
it's like every 5 minutes you're having to.
Yeah, and it's
'Cause that can't
you
touch
got to
anything,
constantly
so
clean, and then in between the
hypervigilant.
cleaning is kegs. We can't do anything unless we got clean kegs, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
today is keg cleaning day. I wish I was brewing because I got an empty tank, but
Yeah.
I have to fill some kegs, so I need some other stuff. Yeah, that's Manuel. What do we got?
Tombstone.
We've got a raspberry.
I'm going to let you guys talk for a moment while I handle this.
You got it,
and
buddy.
an
You got
Italian
it.
Pilsner.
We're going to rip your beers apart while you're gone.
Dude,
Oh wait, well, will you refill my beer while you handle that?
Coffee cold?
Yes, please.
What number is that?
13. 13.
So it is very impressive that and I'm glad he said that too, because that is a beautiful system.
It's
it
really
even
pretty.
looks.
Yeah.
It's efficient. That. He's making great beers out of it, but it just looks pretty.
It
too.
is a very professional setup
Yeah.
that he had in his garage. Like, I never in a million years would have, because again, I've seen home brewing.
Yeah.
I've been a part of home brewing. Not
Yeah.
that I've actually done much other than stir, but
right.
that's not anything in my mind of what home brewing is.
Right.
So
right. Which it makes sense then when Mike has shared these beers with me that
Yeah.
he's had. It's like now it makes sense why they're so damn good.
I think yes, the system has some to do with that, but I think Mike's just really fucking good anyway.
Well, I guess what
And
I'm
that's
saying
what's-
is
but yeah.
to get to a system
You've gotta
that
elevate your level.
You probably are,
Yeah.
you know what you're doing.
There's a reason why he's gotten so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And he's only getting better.
Yeah. I love this double IPA.
It's great.
This is
It's great.
fantastic.
I'm not an IPA drinker. I'm used to being back of house.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
now I'm like a beerista. So like now I'm up here, I'm pouring beers and I'm trying to explain these things. And like, I don't drink IPAs.
Yeah.
I don't drink hazies. I don't drink stouts. I don't drink porters. Like, strong beer is not my thing.
Yeah.
So I'm the DD. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. So trying these beers, like I find the appreciation and I find the notes that he describes.
Okay.
And then try and explain that to somebody to get them to try it. But
Yeah.
I love it when people are like, well, what do you got that's closest to Coors Light? And I'm like, hold on.
I gotcha.
I got you.
I gotcha. Well, that's a good mix too, because you're going to get people that that you're not going to get all the beer nerds that are going to get.
Well, and I
super-
think that's the thing too. And I think that's what the Valley is really coming to terms with, is all of these like if you had told me 15 years ago I was going to be an owner in a brewery, I would have laughed at you and walked away.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. I'm not a beer snob. I can't tell you what. I mean, I can now, but I couldn't tell
Yeah.
you before the difference between a hop and a malt.
Right.
Now I know the difference, but I've just learned it over the past 2 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the list of beers that I like is much shorter than the list of beers that I don't like.
Right.
So I think the Valley is really embracing the fact that we can create these beers and they can introduce people into the microbrew world. And I don't want to say I don't want it to be like a sophistication of palate kind of thing, because you like what you like no matter
Sure.
what.
Yeah.
I'm down to drink a Michelob Ultralight at any point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm also down for a coffee kolsch.
Yeah.
But I think, especially with Wren House and their Valley beer, that is probably my go-to beer for anybody that doesn't know anything about local microbrews.
Okay.
It is
Yeah,
just
good.
a good, clean beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you want a beer that tastes like a beer with no pretentious undertones or whatever,
Right.
go there.
Yeah.
And then we can build on that. Cool.
Yep.
You like this? Let's try Tombstone Light Lager.
Yeah.
You're going to taste this.
Yeah.
Cool. You like that? I want you to try this Kolsch, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a building stone, and I think that the Valley's doing a great job with that, and I think that, you know, we're now a part of that, and that's amazing.
Heck yeah. Well, no, and that's a good point, too, because you guys have a great selection of what looks like mostly all Arizona beers for the most part.
It is for our license.
Yeah.
We can only carry other local Arizona microbrews.
I did not know there was a license that said
so
that.
our Series 3 means that we can brew, but we can also only sell other Series 3s.
That makes sense, and that makes sense then why breweries can open and have other beers on tap while like what you guys are doing.
We
right?
can't do anything nationally.
Yeah.
So there's some beers that I would love for us to be able to have, but
Michelob Ultra, right?
I'm down for a Michelob Ultra.
Mike, are you going to make a Michelob Ultra clone?
Yeah, please. He's like, no. He gets so mad. So whenever they irritate me,
I know. There's the fury.
First of all, I didn't listen, so what was the
whenever
question?
they irritate me, I've got this Bud Light hat that I got.
Yeah.
And it is like the best fitting hat ever. So I'm like, you're really pissing me off, man. I'm wearing my Bud Light hat tomorrow.
Bud Light hat.
And he's like, you better not. Like,
You will find it in the dumpster.
it is the best fitting hat.
Well, she said that she's not afraid to have a Michelob Ultra. So we're thinking if you'd be down to make an Ultra clone.
So not going to happen.
No.
So not going to happen.
Ever.
Not going to happen. Which is fine because I have other beers to
Look, let's
bring
be
to
honest.
people.
These guys, those guys are amazing. They make the most consistently.
And I
I'm
think
just going to
that's the
say
goal.
consistent beer.
Sure.
But I think that's the goal, is making a consistent beer like that.
And I'm not discounting anything they do. It's just not for me. It's not for the people that drink here.
Yeah.
But when they say that's what they want or that's what they're used to drinking,
then we
have
turn them
other
on to
options.
something else.
That's what I was saying.
Exactly. That was full circle.
That
If
is
you've been
not
listening-
Mick Ultra.
It's not. But I
Where
have
were you?
3 other beers.
See
that
what
I can
happens? You
give
guys,
them.
I leave for a minute and it goes to Mick Ultra.
Well, I was just about to ask you about the beers that we're going to have on
Stab
tap,
'em.
and you had to go pay for.
Look, we gotta
have
have
to pay for beer.
We got a lot of taps over there. We got to pay for some shit to be on.
Absolutely. So, well, what is the plan for the beer list? Like as it expands, because I'm good friends with Marshall, and he's really close to me. So I've more so than other breweries, I've seen him expand into having 2 beers on tap and 15 guest taps to now 0 guest taps.
Right.
So what does that evolution look like for you? What do you want to have on the beer list a year from now?
Right now, that's a good question, right? So right now, what we try to keep in constant rotation, which is again the uphill battle, but it's the West Coast IPA and the Hazy IPA, which I hate, but
real quick. So I gotta say this: you've seen the movie? What's the movie with the girl that moves from San Francisco? It's like a kid's cartoon, and she's got all these thoughts in her mind, and all of the thoughts are different. All of her emotions are different characters.
Yeah.
Inside Out.
Inside Out is what that is. I think.
He's the grumpy one.
You're the fire guy. You're the guy that it's Lewis Black that plays the. I love it, Mike. I'm saying this in a good thing.
I
love
know.
You, Buzz.
God.
All the time. All
Why do you
the
hate
time.
the hazy? Why do you hate the hazy?
I think I just don't like hazy beers.
Okay.
I think it was. I think
He's a purist, and hazies are lazy.
I was trying not to say that, but I mean,
No, it's
look.
cool, I got you.
At the end,
I don't mind.
And at
people
the end of
hate
the
me.
day, at the end of the day, as much as I hate them, this is a business, and they move. And what's the first stupid ass beer that I make was a hazy.
Yeah.
And it was gone in like 3 days.
But
I mean,
it's
that's
good, and that's
and that's fine. And I'm totally on board. That's why it's in a rotation, and why also the name is HFO, which is Hazy's fuck off. But they're good beers, right? And then so we got the West Coast, we got the Hazy, the California Common, which it is the Pit Monkey, and that thing.
That thing sells, and
it moves.
It's so funny because I never know how to describe it. And
how do you describe it?
It's essentially it's
I don't know, you just gotta put it
it's
in
an
your mouth.
amber brewed like a lager. Simplest way to put it out
It's
there.
a steam beer.
It is.
I mean,
technically, yeah.
Fritz Maytag lives in Phoenix, I
You
hear.
can't say
so-
that.
Can't
Anchor Steam
say
owns that.
because Anchor owns it.
Well, I'm inviting Fritz
even-
Maytag on the podcast right
Yes.
now, so that's part of it's.
Oh, so a segue.
It's a business.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
So we got that. The sour, definitely. But the sour is going to. There's going to be evolutions of what the sour actually is because it's going to be based on the fruits that we can get at the time.
So you'll have like a base sour.
There will be a base sour, and
Yeah.
then what fruit we can get is going to be the actual flavor profile of
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I dig that.
It's just going to be. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast with how you can get the fruits and all that.
Yeah.
Everything we're working in is a commodity.
Sure. Yeah.
The stout actually
Everything.
did fairly well. We would like to keep a stout on at all times, but the next one, I will tell you, the next one that we're doing is starting tomorrow, and that's a Russian Imperial stout that'll end somewhere between 11 and 12%. So it's a monster.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
And
you gonna barrel any of that, or I guess you guys got to keep the taps going.
We got to keep the taps going.
Love
As
to,
much
huh?
as I'd love to put some stuff in barrels right
Yeah.
now, I just don't have we're not doing the volume to do it. We get the same, it's the same problem too when everybody comes in. Can you do a growler? Well, I'd love to, but
Yeah.
you couldn't afford to pay the price of a growler, and I don't want to charge you that because
Yeah.
I lose money trying to do it, and you can see behind you. I just don't have the volume, right?
Yeah.
We'll get
Yeah.
there, and what we'll probably look at doing before even that happens is do 16-ounce cans to go because that we can do.
Sure.
But
Okay.
and I know it's not the same. I get it, but at least if you want to take something home, we can try and give you an option.
Yeah.
But that's where we're right now, where we're headed.
Yeah.
We are going to pick up a 3-barrel fermenter coming up. That's over at Simple Machine right now. So as soon as Kitsune empties it, Tyler.
Tyler.
You're not getting any of my pizza until you make that happen.
No Fatos for you, buddy.
None.
I've heard that place is legit.
It is
is
legit.
legit.
It is legit. Those guys are good friends of ours. But yeah, we're picking that up from him. That's going to ease some of the pain and some of the burden.
Okay.
That
Some, but
we
not
got.
all.
Not all.
Yeah.
Not even close. But we can start doing like the California Common and the West Coast. The ones that we're trying to keep on all
Yeah.
the time. We can start doing them there.
Okay.
And I can have kegs on backup. You know what I mean? So
Nice,
right now I
nice.
just don't.
Yeah.
I get 2 kegs out of each one, and one goes in that cooler, one goes in that one, and you almost after a day and a half have to move the other one over. It's just
Yeah.
they just go that fast. It's
I mean,
unfortunate
it's a
and
good
fortunate.
problem to have,
Well,
but
no,
also
but
when
sure.
you don't have the volume to back it up.
Unless
Yes.
you're the brewer, and then it sucks.
Yeah.
Well, thank God I'm not the brewer.
Well, so do you have is it part of the? I mean, obviously I know it's part of the plan, but in the short-term plan to upgrade the equipment size or
And that's-
the capacity.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
another great question. So we actually do have the next 2,500 square feet
Okay.
on the back side of that wall. So that wall, while that wall is always going to be there, that system is always going to be in place right there.
Okay.
That is going to turn to the fun play around test batch.
I like that.
And
Yeah.
then the production side is going on the back side of the wall.
Okay.
So
That's
we
cool.
will.
I like
It's
that.
just
I like that.
When can we get it? When can it? Not necessarily even when can we afford it, but when can we physically get it?
Well, and
Oh,
it's
sure. Yeah.
and looking at what that
You know?
suite is, we thought this
Yeah.
one was a lot of work. That one's actually going to be probably, even though it's half the size of this, it's probably twice as much work.
Really?
In that next room over.
What was it? Like a old
It
pet
was
store or
it's
something?
it's honestly it's like a bunch of tile floors and there's walls like it was a house. Like it's kind of like
I've never been in there, so I don't know.
it's
you gotta
rough.
maintain that integrity and call it the brew house, right? Like
yeah,
a brew haunted
yeah,
house.
Yeah, no.
It could be like a stable where you have
Yeah.
each barrel system in its own little corral.
Corral.
I don't know.
Mike is losing interest as we speak.
I know.
I think I have some kegs to clean.
Scratching, he's like, shit, how do I
And
get
I'm
out
out.
of this conversation?
And we're done.
So you continue to build up. I'm really excited about that Russian Imperial Stout. It really hasn't been my style for a long time, but over the last couple months, man, I've been really getting into stouts.
You know what? They're kind of that beer that just doesn't get enough credit, I think, out here. Along with Belgians too. I don't think they do either. which again, I'm super excited that Marshall and I did the Belgian Blonde, and when we release that, we're going to do that. Actually, we'll do a release here next Friday.
Okay.
And then
next Friday.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately,
and then on
this will be out in time.
and then
so
on the Saturday right after that, we're going to release it at Simple Machine.
Okay.
Next Friday was February 11th.
It was. It's not anymore.
Well, by the time this comes out, it will have passed.
Possibly.
Wah, wah, wah.
Stay tuned because you guys are going to keep doing awesome shit.
We are.
And by the time I get this out, it'll probably should be on tap.
We just
Oh,
need
it'll be, yeah. It will.
We need to figure out our schedule.
Yeah.
There's a schedule.
Step 1.
Hence why we need to figure out our schedule.
Webster's Dictionary.
I just kind of come in and do what I need to do.
We all just kind of come in and show up when we show up.
Yeah. So, well, the Belgians are like, that was one of the beers you shared with me on the episode that we did, one of the episodes we did previously.
Ooh, what did I share? Was it the triple?
I think it was, but it was at 9%.
9.5%. That's our triple.
Yeah. Yep, that was it. You gave me 2 cans. I still have 1 can. I'm still saving that.
Attaboy.
I don't know. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
They like age.
Yeah. So you're, because you don't see that very much in the valley or even in the state, like Belgian beers. I mean, I'd say 1 out of 20 breweries will make one.
I think the only other one that I know that actually does a triple is maybe Pedal House.
Oh, triple. I was just talking about Belgians, just Belgians.
In general? I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know a lot of people that do. I love Belgian beers.
Yeah,
I really, really do. And so I would love to keep a Belgian beer in rotation. For us, finding some of the ingredients tends to be the problem.
Really? Like what ingredients of a Belgian?
Well, specifically to what the triple is, like the candy sugar that goes with that, or the orange peels, things like that. They're harder to get.
Yeah, anything's harder to get these days, right?
All of it,
dude. Like I got pencils, but no erasers. Like what? How do you have no erasers?
Yeah, I mean, where we get our grains, they come out of San Diego, and they're like, oh, it's supposed to ship on next day.
Yeah.
And it gets here like a week later. I'm like, man, I could have driven to San Diego and picked it up. I'm like, if you just tell me it's ready, I'll come get it.
Well, here's a theory I have. I have a theory that people are just jacking shit up left and right, and they're forgetting to put orders in, or they know this thing is going to cost you more, right? I don't have orange peel, but I got Mandarin orange peel, which is twice as much. I think people are using this as an excuse for lie. I think that there are limitations on things, but I also think there are some motherfuckers out there trying to pull shit over.
Man, I really hope that's not the case.
I can get into this with the food aspect.
Ooh. Don't even get Lindsay going. She'll start throwing chairs.
So the Fire and Fury just goes
I
through
threw
the
a chair once.
One time.
I'm never known as the bar builder. No, I will. I know, right? I will agree with that, though. I do think that because of the shipping issues that we're coming across in all aspects, whether it be grocery stores or restaurants or breweries or whatever, I feel like people are hoarding certain things, and then they're setting
toilet paper.
But then they're setting the price for things.
Sure.
And that goes along with Series 7 liquor licenses, everything.
Oh, don't even get me started on that one either.
We're not going to get started on that.
Yeah.
But you have these people that are buying these things, and now they're the ones setting the prices, and they're allowing however much to go out.
Yeah.
That comes with beef, that comes with pork, that comes with chicken.
Yeah.
I get that there are issues in certain aspects worldwide.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like people are taking advantage of that.
Sure.
And trying to make more of a profit on the rest of us because we need it. We can't brew a beer without malts.
Right.
We can't brew a beer without yeast.
There's a difference between demand and then that.
Yes.
That to me, that reminds me, I mean, this is extreme, but, like the militias and shit, that are just like.
Well, with ammo,
stealing
with anything.
Hoarding all of the stuff and then saying, hey,
I got
don't
this.
Don't go out and shoot your gun. All I hear is cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Right, yeah. So, I feel like it's with everything, so.
It is. It totally is. And it's across the board, issues with crops and that.
Well, and we've got this huge winter storm that's coming through right now. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It all adds up at the end of the day, and then we're the small fish in the pond, so we get whatever's left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you need is 17 sheets of plywood. Next guy needs 1,700.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, sorry,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and this too is, I think, a great highlight of doing this yourself, right? Like, as you're saying, this is all self-funded, right? And this is like all the work that's being put into this is you and close friends. It's not an easy road,
No.
It's not. It's
Dude, if we had an investor or a bank loan and we could have dropped 1.2 million into this and just been set, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, people
But-
are on roller skates serving.
Yeah,
at
no,
the
that would have been
tables.
fantastic. I would have loved to have
But
come out
we
of the gate
didn't,
swinging, but we
and
didn't.
so we self-finance this, right? So
Yeah.
this is one of those rare things that you look at, and everyone wants to talk about. Well, how much does it cost to build out a brewery? Well, it's expensive.
A lot.
It's expensive, but if you're willing to, put your own time in and your body can take it, then I say do it on your own and don't.
Sure.
Especially, we had great help from our contractor that allowed us to do the majority of the work ourselves. Mm-hmm. He would come in, a couple times a week. Like, what are you guys working on? What are you doing?
I mean, it was never
Just to
without
kinda guide you.
supervision.
Yeah,
sure.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it was all. It was
Lindsay's
definitely.
like, let me clarify.
Let me
It was
clarify.
supervised.
It was all on the up and up, but
Yeah, but
and those
you
things
having
that we
support,
couldn't do,
yeah.
we hired somebody to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like the plumbing.
like the plumbing,
I'm not doing that.
the trenching for the brewery.
The three-phase electrical. I'm not doing
yeah,
that.
no.
That kills people. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The night before on the Zoom call, like you guys were like, we're gonna do all this on our own.
Right.
Next morning, it's like, you know what? We'll
Right.
put the table.
It was within reason, yes. At the end of the day, look, let's be honest. There was 700 amps of power running through this building, and there were 4 ground wires.
I don't know much about.
I can
sound,
tell
but-
you-
That's not
which
enough.
sounds weird.
I can
because
tell
of-
you that's
tell you
not
right now
enough.
that's not enough.
And I can tell you that there was 3-phase power going to the main stage with no ground wire, and halfway down the run, it went from 3-phase power to 14-gauge wires. This building should have burned to the ground 100 times over.
So, go ahead.
No, not that we're trying to talk
Sure.
in the crowd.
Well, when
Trying to, but it just happens.
No, well, when you were describing the place before, like what it was and what you guys walked into, I was about to say, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to say, I don't want
please
to
say
jinx,
it.
but it reminded me of the, hearing the stories of like the Great White thing and wherever
Yeah.
that was, Boston, right? These
Yeah.
you see the pictures of these like or these videos of these clubs, and you're like, where the fuck are the doors? Like where are the
Where are
doors?
the doors? Where's the fire suppression?
Why is there carpet on the walls?
Well, I
Todd,
mean,
you
I know why there's it's sound suppression. Like
No,
I get it. But like
But-
at the same time, like it is a fire hazard.
Yeah,
And,
there's a
like,
right way to do that, and there's a.
We walked in
hazardous
here
way.
and they're like, "This is what we want to do," and I'm like, "You're joking."
Yeah.
Like I don't know how we're gonna get a sterile brewery environment out of this.
We actually
Without
came in.
torching it
We actually
first.
came in with that first weekend with black lights.
Oh God, I'm
just to
glad I
see-
wasn't here.
Oh, yeah.
No, I
I
was not here for
I
that.
thought for sure the carpet was going to be the worst thing we ever saw, but it really wasn't.
What was it? What did you see?
Oh my God, I
Tell
don't
me
wanna
what
know.
Well, I do. Take
I'm
your
gonna
headphones.
take my
off.
headphones.
You might want to take your headphones off for this one, Lindsay. It actually, man, I don't even know if I should say this.
You have to now.
Well, now you have
Jeez.
to. Yeah.
Oh,
this is-
Was it the bathrooms?
It was the women's restroom.
Really?
Yes.
Is it because there's more stalls and more doors? Probably.
No, it was bad.
I love that I sat on those floors, painting and cleaning and.
Oh, we mopped them before you touched them.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's the
They
little
were
things
gross.
the guys do
It
for me.
is. It is.
It was
Right.
so- like I don't know how. Yeah, I just.
I mean, I can.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
understand.
It was
no,
just
no, no.
bad.
I get it. I'm a girl. I get it.
Yeah.
Like I understand why the women's room would be the grossest because it has the most space.
Okay, why was it on all the walls?
Why
All
was
the
what
walls,
on the walls.
all the
Well-
walls lit up like
Really?
like Christmas when you shine a black light in there.
black
It was so gross. And you know what? There was
We'll
no.
talk about it after the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
We'll
episode.
talk about
That's
it
a
after
whole
the show.
nother episode.
That's-
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
Blacklight stories.
I'll draw
Black
you a
light
picture.
stories. That's going to be on this old bar, this old house.
I'll draw you a picture.
No, I don't want a picture either.
You can have an experience room where people could go in and
you know what? We've had some weird shit. That's not the weirdest of what we've had.
Escape room from the women's bathroom. Yes.
That's actually brilliant.
You have to have a black light taken out. Make sure that you're still clean.
Once again, 10 minutes later, off track again. No, that was great. We opened up that can of worms. So he didn't want to.
I can take it.
I said let's not talk about it.
You brought it up though, so then
I was only talking about the carpet. We actually bought hazmat suits thinking the carpet was going to be the worst. It was gross.
Yeah.
It was especially gross after we flooded the swamp cooler and everything got wet. Yeah, that was gross.
It was. I'll send you pictures. It was nasty. In here.
Yeah, when we left the water on. We left the water on overnight and came back in the morning, and this whole room was flooded. I'm like, it smells so bad in here.
Making stew from all that stuff that was on the floor.
Like you have to understand, this place was open when you could still smoke, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So all of that is embedded everywhere.
Ooh.
Like the carpet was bad. Every time we got the floors wet, we're just like, ugh.
But now we're not gross. It's amazing. And
now it's not that way.
And there's beer, and everybody's nice within reason.
I do like when people come in, right, and they remember what the old place looked like.
Yeah.
And they just stand there at the door and they just look around. They're like, holy shit. Like, this isn't the same place. And I'm like, thank you. Like, that's what I want to hear. I'm tired, actually, of seeing our name brought up. And then even before our name's brought up in the old Joe's Grotto location, I could care less.
Yeah.
It'll take a while. We'll get past it. No, you know what?
You know what?
I don't care.
Let him. I just.
Nobody cares.
I'm over it.
We had us run.
We are.
Now
we
we're
are
having our
a
run.
brand. Yeah, we're a brand new place, and
we just have to get past the brand new, and then it will be Fire and Fury.
No, you guys
This
are doing
is our
great.
flagship.
You guys are doing great.
We will have other stuff going on as we can afford that. But
yeah, we do. We have plans. There's much bigger plans beyond just this, right? Like the kitchen's going to go in, the production brewery is going to go in, but aside from that, there's already plans looking forward. You know where's that next goal going to be, and that is a location on the east side of town.
Okay.
And that is the smokehouse and tap room, not necessarily the brewery, because we can, sustain that by the time the production, by the time production side is in. But there's that plan to expand. So, it's nice to have those things to say. Here's the next milestone, the next one.
Short-term, long-term goals.
Yeah.
I learned that at a very young age with my Olympic career.
You were an Olympian?
She was an Olympian.
I was. Yeah.
She has the rings tattooed on the back of her neck.
Archery in '96.
No shit.
So we got to implement short-term, long-term goals. What's it going to take to get us from here to here, and then from here to here? So.
Yeah.
Are the Olympics going right now?
The Winter Olympics are coming up in Beijing.
You guys need to do an Olympics.
So we need.
Beer.
That was where I was segueing to.
Yeah.
Do we need to do an Olympic beer?
Should
we call it something about your bow and arrow stuff?
Then it would have to be a summer Olympic beer. I have nothing to do. I don't.
I'm all bow and arrow. What is that? Oh, it's archery.
Yeah.
I think we got a lot of details.
We got a lot going on.
I don't know if you guys realize, but after this episode, I'm your fourth partner. So I'm part of this decision making. Yeah.
I like it. We need a level.
You've already come out with the first major decision.
The food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're in.
Boom.
Eric,
done.
you're in.
Mark that down. 28 minutes into take number 2.
Cut.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love what you guys are doing. When I came into this place,
you guys keep going. I'm out of beer and I need a new one. And Lindsay's drinking faster than I am, so that's
I think that Mike is about to leave because I'm about to throw out some compliments, and he doesn't like it. It doesn't fuel his rage.
This is actually true. That is true.
No, I when I walked into this place, like just the open space was just like, oh, hell yes.
Well, that was the
this
huge
is
part.
Great, yeah.
It was a dinky, danky, dark den.
Yeah. Triple
was
D.
gross. Triple D.
Another beer. Throw that on there,
D.
Mike. Triple D.
That'll be the stout.
Yeah.
Or a porter. I don't know. Anything dark. But opening it up was huge.
Yeah. So at this point, I mean, what do you guys have, like, seat-wise? What's the capacity?
I mean, our occupancy is 155.
Okay. Oh, shit. That's good.
And it's good.
Yeah.
We don't have enough seating for that.
Yeah.
So it's pre-pandemic and post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's been a roller coaster because you have to keep in mind CDC guidelines, state guidelines, federal guidelines, all of these things to make people feel safe and keep health on the rise. And, and you get people with their political beliefs back and forth. And, I don't care what you believe. Like, we are going to do what makes us and everybody else feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So we do not have enough seating. I like making people uncomfortable, but I'm trying to make them comfortable. Having to talk to me makes them uncomfortable. So, like, their surroundings should be comfortable.
I'm uncomfortable that you're uncomfortable.
I don't care. So that's where I'm always at.
But there's that balancing act.
There's a
right?
balancing act. We can't ask for this. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. I can't ask for your vaccination card. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't care, but I care.
Sure.
But as a business owner, I have to take into account everybody.
It's almost
everything.
impossible to keep up with, like, what is this?
Yeah. So, the cool thing.
You're lucky the video just cut off right there.
Right.
I only have an hour of video, but we'll put your guys' beautiful faces on the YouTube for this part.
So the cool thing is that we get to venture out in a new era.
Okay.
So we get to keep in mind any regulations or precautions that could be taking place forward from here as well.
Okay.
We didn't have to find a way to re-envision what we do or adjust the things that we do to comply.
Okay.
We just got to start it and go.
Sure.
So we can always go backwards.
Yeah.
But we're set up in a way to where moving forwards, we're going to be good.
Yeah. It's almost like a boot camp in a way. If you can follow these guidelines, as it eases up, then
we're golden.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of nights. We've had some live music and stuff. Not like anything crazy. Just like a guy and a guitar and an amp.
Just a guy.
Just a guy. I'm just a guy.
He's a badass dude, right?
Yeah. Oh, Carvin Jones. We had Carvin Jones here twice. He pulls
He's
a crowd.
a badass.
He is. We have another guy, JD, that comes in and plays occasionally.
Okay.
We've got a bunch of stuff in the works, classic rock. We've got a country guy that wants to come in and play.
We got some acoustic
punk rock stuff
that
that wants to come in. So, we have stuff in the works, but and those pack it in here.
Bring people in. for sure.
We're never close to hitting that 155. We're probably at like 100.
Yeah.
So we still have room to go, but people are comfortable.
Yeah.
And people
we
feel
were packed
safe.
on the last night that Carvin played that Friday. It was packed in here.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. No,
it really
was good.
Yeah.
But there wasn't
But there was room.
Issue.
But there was room for more people.
There
to
were
be
room for
packed
more.
in.
Sure.
But
sure.
Again.
But it was had we packed more people in here, we were already, balls to the wall trying to clink glasses and keep up as it was. It would have been a little more rough.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think we're doing good. We can
doing
only
great.
go up from here.
For sure. Well, yeah. This fucking beer is just horrible.
It's so gross.
See, there's the
good.
compliments I was
So
waiting for.
gross.
There it
There's
is.
a smile.
There it is.
And it's funny because not being an IPA drinker, from day one, I've loved Mikey's IPAs.
Yeah.
Now, can I drink more than one of them? No.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an IPA person.
Sure.
But he was talking about the balance of it and this and that, and I can taste what he's talking about when he explains it with this beer.
Yeah.
There is a balance. I don't like that
Yes.
that pine pinch in the back of my jaw.
Yeah.
But this, you get the hops on the top of your tongue.
Yep.
You get the smoothness. I understand where he's saying. So all of Mikey's beers are very well balanced, no matter what.
Almost
he does.
like I know what I'm doing.
Almost.
Almost. I said almost.
Yeah, almost.
There's still
man.
that
Come
moment
on.
where he's like, shit.
Look at him. His head
Oh,
just...
no. Got it.
His hat just got a little tighter.
I know.
It actually did.
I try not to compliment
And
them.
I go out of my way to make beers that Lindsay does not like.
Yeah.
He does. He's like, oh, my God, you're going to hate this, like with the Belgian triple.
Yeah.
Because I hate banana. I hate banana.
There's some banana
so
in it.
bad.
Banana. Everything banana?
Anything banana.
I like bananas. Hate anything banana flavored.
I don't like banana, artificial banana.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Like the banana runs?
Yeah,
The worst
no.
thing ever. Evil. That's like pure
No,
evil.
it's so
It's a
gross.
Belgian triple. It's got banana. It's got spice. It's
I
got all
get
of
it,
that stuff.
but he's brewing this Belgian triple, and he's giving me a sample. He's like, "You're gonna fucking hate it. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it." And I took a sip, and I'm like, "I don't hate it.
And then I get annoyed. And I'm like,
and
God
then he's
damn
like,
it.
God damn it, I was trying to make you hate it.
Yeah.
Like,
Then he gets mad.
But
and
that's
then
the
he's in
thing,
a good
though, is
place.
that it's not.
I immediately go back to my happy place when I'm mad.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I'm in my happy place when I'm mad. But like, it's not heavy on the artificial banana flavor.
Yes.
Like, it's actually balanced. It has each aspect in the right portion to where I'm not going, oh my God, what is that in my mouth?
It's kind of like you drink and you're like, that's the way it was supposed
Shut
to be
up.
made.
Shut up.
I didn't even say
You
anything.
didn't. You laughed and I knew what I
I'm
came
so
out. I know what I
upset that
said.
the camera shut off at
I
this
know
point. We
what I
won't have
said.
that look on video. Yeah. But no, I agree with you. Like, I remember the Belgian triple because, like, I like Belgian beers. If I like them sometimes. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't like them just because it's a Belgian. Like, oh, I like them all. No, I'm kind of
No.
picky with them.
Yeah.
So when I had yours, when we last recorded, 1 year, 4 years ago, whatever it was.
That was a year ago.
Was that-
Yeah, because we recorded at Helton.
Yeah, we
Oh, I don't
did. Yeah,
We recorded at Helton.
Man, it's all a blur at this point. But the point was
Because I remember-
years
Yes.
have just like blurred.
Because I
together.
remember
Sure.
because we cracked the beer right in the microphone.
Yes, we did. Yes,
It's all-
I'm gonna rely on his. Yeah, but I remember drinking it and like, dude, this is fucking good. Like I remember, like it was like the way Belgian beers are supposed to be made, right? So
Balanced.
Yes.
Yeah.
And same thing with this West Coast. This is West Coast double IPA, right? So my issue typically with a double West Coast IPA is they're typically boozy.
Yes.
Like they're typically
Not at
like
all, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like this. What's
So
the
weird.
ABV of this
8.
one?
8.5%.
Yeah, that's this tastes like a 6.5%.
Yeah, that's funny because I try really hard to hide the percentage of what a lot of these are.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't. I'm with you. I don't like, for example, not Belgian triples, but triple IPAs are super sweet,
hard.
boozy. Like I can't. I love IPAs, but I can't. I have a hard time with those.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Even some doubles.
I can do a 1 ounce pour, but give me
Yeah,
2
it's
ounces.
just-
and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die.
When the minute that I sense that I'm drinking that 8.5, 9% beer, it's kind of over for me. I can't
Enjoy it.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
But
it's a good way to put it.
but these, right? So even our standard West Coast IPA is a 7%, and the hazies, we take that down a little bit to 6.5.
Okay.
I try though to keep that masked as much as I possibly can. Again, just like I said, I don't like the booziness.
Yeah.
I was afraid this one might be on the boozy side. I had super bad allergies last week, and I couldn't hardly get my tastes right.
Yeah.
So when I was tasting it, when we put it on the other day, I was like, I hadn't really drank anything in like a week and a half, and all of a sudden I drink it. I'm like, I don't know what that's like.
All of
And
a
then
sudden,
everyone's like, oh my God, this is the greatest
No,
beer
it's
ever. And I'm
good.
like,
It's
yeah.
good.
and then I'm drinking it today, and now I got some of my taste back, but I'm just like, that's okay. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be.
No,
It's
it
a
is
great
really
beer,
good. It's
man.
really
Yeah,
balanced.
very good. Yeah. Well, dude, so far so good on your beers, man. Every one of them I've had have been fantastic.
Thank you.
And it's been cool because I know you guys are working really hard to keep those taps filled with your beers, and it's a struggle at times, but it's been, at least for me, I'm kind of bragging to my listeners, but every time I've come in, I've got a different beer. So I had
Yeah,
the
no,
hazy.
that's true.
The hazy is fantastic.
Yeah,
the
and you know
sour.
what? And that's a thing, right? So that's the blessing and the curse of the small system, right? So every time you come in, it's
gonna be a different
It's
beer.
probably going to be something a little bit different. So, and that again, that goes back to some of the distribution issues. Maybe I didn't get the hops the way I wanted them, so I had to change the profiles.
Yep.
They'll be the same base, but they may not be the same beer.
Well,
Sure.
we've had 3
Yeah.
versions of our hazy.
Yes.
The Hazy Mosaic was probably one of my favorites, he
That was a
hates
good one.
hazies and he hates juicies.
I
and
know,
stuff.
but that
it
one
was
was
it's-
good.
And he hates
No,
cans
he
and
likes Mosaic.
I love Mosaic.
But like we did a hazy with Mosaic, and like
I dry hopped all Mosaic.
I think that was the
on
one
that
I had.
I think it
was
is.
so pineapple-y juicy. Even though there's no pineapple, it was so weird. It was
Yeah.
so juicy in the front, but then you got that back end of the hop. And like I was so confused by it because every time I've had an IPA or I've had a juicy or a hazy IPA, like you get
Yeah.
the hop on the front and you get the juicy in the back or
Yeah.
whatever. But this was like the complete opposite. It was so weird. I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, and
You
that's
gotta
the other
just-
thing with
you
the
gotta taste
hazies
it.
too.
You gotta taste
Everybody
it.
does these juicies, and ours was even on that hazy Mosaic. I felt like that was a juicy hazy
It was
IPA,
so good.
but
Yeah.
there was like there's no juice added.
There was
to
nothing
anything.
added to
it. Was
it.
just
It was
we.
just-
It was the hops.
Yeah.
Like we
That's
got
all it
it
was.
all out of what we were supposed to get it out of.
It was so
There
good.
were no additions to anything
to give it a certain
to
taste.
give
Yeah.
it anything other than really what the beer was. And again,
amazing.
that's the purist in me. I just don't like doing
And that's,
something that
I think that's the problem that he has brewing certain beers. Is like he wants it crisp. He wants it clean. He like, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it's going to be.
I'm kind of an asshole that way.
So he really is.
Hey, dude, if it's
He
your
really is.
process, it's your process.
But
yeah,
that's,
yeah.
you got to be proud about what you do, and you've got to
Yeah.
be able to put out what you believe in.
Yeah.
And no, Mike's doing an amazing job with the beer. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was a very nice compliment.
I know he's never going to hear that from me ever again.
I
No.
feel like I should go bang my
This is
head
gonna
against
be
the
his-
wall right now.
This is gonna be his ringtone when you
This-
call.
it's
Is this
gonna be
clip
like,
right here?
You're
Yes.
amazing.
You're
doing
ama-
a great job.
That is going to be my ringtone. You're
Dude,
amazing.
I'm gonna start selling ringtones from the
Yeah.
clips from this.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
people-
yeah.
You know what?
Remember when
Please
you said
don't.
this? Yeah.
It's a good thing that's
But
not on
in
camera.
the month and a half, I know, right? It's all. In the month and a half that we've been open, we've had 3 different hazies. We've had a stout. We've had a sour. We've had 2 West Coasts, right?
The California Common.
The California Common twice.
The double
So,
IPA.
the double IPA. So we've had like 7 beers that we've, or 6 beers that we've gone through.
You know, and there were some good compliments too, I think, early on. That, and I try to, that's funny, I was talking with Brian Helton and I went and had coffee this morning, and we were talking about that, and I try not to look at, reviews of anything, because honestly, like,
He downplays his shit all the time.
whatever. Anyways, I don't want to see it, right? It's
Yeah.
just either it's going to make me happy or it's going to make me sad. I don't want to be like, just let me be in my bubble and be fine.
yeah.
But at the same time, there were a lot of compliments going around that, a lot of breweries, they go through that you got to season the pipes, you got to get things moving, and it's hard to keep things consistent, and that everyone's making the comments that, hey, we have been very consistent with what we're putting out. And to me, I think that in itself, regardless of the size, system, whatever, we'll go through any of those learning curves, but I think that's a huge compliment. I think that speaks well for all of us, right? I mean, it's not just the making of the beer, but it's how we pour it, it's how we do all these things. It's a great compliment by everybody that's come in.
Yeah.
Everybody's been really supportive, for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
And the great thing is that, everybody right now is at the ground level. Like, we have a fucking shit wall up because we didn't want plywood, because we didn't want people getting used to having
I actually love the
space.
shit wall.
I don't.
Yeah.
But we didn't want people getting used to having that space to chill or whatever, and then
Sure.
us take it away a year
Yeah.
from now or 8 months from now.
We
whatever.
were going to rope that off, and our contractor was like, "What are you going to do?"
I know. He's like, no, we're building a wall.
He's
I'm
all,
like,
we put a wall, and we're like, we can't
I
afford
can't
another
pay you
wall.
a wall
And he's
right
like,
now. He's
no,
like,
no,
I'm doing it.
I'm putting a wall.
He's like, I don't want to look at that shit. I'm doing it. Okay, fine.
Well, what's
Done.
back there? What's
It's storage.
so, okay?
It
Which
is
is
just
essential.
a bunch of
and-
crap.
Yeah.
At the moment,
it is
it's-
the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of crap, basically.
There's kitchen equipment back there.
There's some that we need to get rid of.
So you put that wall up, and then you guys find out you got to extend it out a little.
Well,
Yeah,
it
we're
wasn't
gonna
that we
extend it
found
a
out.
little
I think it was just it was the easy button to put it up right there, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
We never
That
really
was our
mapped
basic
out.
measurement.
Yeah, we
Okay.
never really
Yeah, yeah.
mapped out anything
So-
until recently, and then started looking at things. And could everything fit? Yeah, probably. But
Is
as
it
far
gonna
as
be
a safety,
comfortable? No.
safety standpoint, to
Yeah.
be able to move around back there,
Yeah.
I think we give ourselves the room. And not only do we give ourselves the room, but we also give Lindsay her room and expand the kitchen.
My
Yeah.
butt's only getting bigger from here, folks.
I thought
Just saying.
I thought you were working on making it smaller.
I don't know if there's any making that. Either way, this is our ground level, and the people in the neighborhood have been so welcoming and
That's great.
Amazing, actually.
amazing.
Yeah.
That this is kind of, it's just as much their baby as it is our baby.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
they're giving us ideas, they're giving us suggestions, we're telling them what we're thinking, what we're wanting. They're like, that's awesome, do this too, da 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 da. So and that's what we wanted. We wanted a neighborhood gathering place.
And I think we achieved
Yeah.
that,
And
right?
I think we have.
Yeah.
We really have. And it's only going to get better from there, especially when we can get food in consistently.
Yeah.
we all get to grow together. Like Steve and I live in Chandler, so this isn't even our neighborhood, but they've welcomed us in just as much as Mike's lived here for, I don't know, however many years.
Yeah.
Like
A long time.
a
you
long
close to
time.
here?
We
You're
won't.
close up here?
He's
Where's-
like across the street. We're not going to say how long because that makes him feel old.
Yeah.
And we can't make Mikey Blue Eyes feel old.
Why? Do you feel old sometimes, Mike?
Every
I feel like
day.
you and I are
Like
similar
every
age. I feel
20
like
We are.
minutes.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
are.
yeah.
We're all
class of 97.
similar ages.
I can tell you that I have to take
You too?
I'm 42. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
47. I'm old as
Yeah,
shit.
we were in high
Steve's
school
in
at the
the middle,
same time.
44. Yeah.
Wait, what year?
I graduated in 93.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was a freshman when you were a senior, man. I was,
Yeah.
I was
dude.
probably picking on you.
I had to
were.
graduate.
I
Yeah.
was like a 6'1", 230-pound, timid like freshman.
Oh, I was definitely looking up, picking on you. Yeah, that's how that went down.
Like, dude, Mike Matthews is such a badass dude.
Give me your lunch money as I'm looking up at you.
Dude, he poured
I'm
his
gonna
homebrew
take
right in my face. So boozy.
Poured it, you had to throw it up.
You know, going back to the neighborhood, right? So the neighborhood's been amazing. I mean,
Amazing.
And like she said, we wanted this to be that neighborhood bar, and I think the neighborhood was
you
actually
can bring
screaming
your
for it.
kids with. Like my kids are here
Yes.
all the friggin' time,
Yeah.
whether I want them here or not. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna grow up here. They have to be here.
This is
And they
my,
have
my
to be.
girls would love this. My daughters are 8 and 10. They'd
Yeah.
be like, "Oh hell yeah, Dad, can I go sit over there?" And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they
my
love it.
son's got the Oculus. Like he has like a space,
Oh, yeah.
like right there, not in front of the door. Don't
Yeah,
hit the
yeah.
wall. Leave people alone. This is your.
Funny thing
square.
is when
Don't knock
he's out
yourself
there, when
out.
he's out there doing it, people are at the bar like, "Can we rent that?"
yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
brilliant.
down. Like I'll,
Have him run
Yeah.
and give him a little cut,
yeah,
you know, a
right.
little slice
I
off
got
the
you
top.
$1.
Yeah.
$1 per play.
$1 per play. $20 each, please.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they've been so absolutely inviting, right?
That's
And
great.
and again, when we did our friends and family, which was it was a packed house, right? And then
Yeah.
the next day we kind of all came in, and in the morning we all sat there and looked at each other. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Fucking open
and
the
we're like,
doors.
let's just unlock the doors.
Yeah.
And that's literally how it went down. You know, everybody else does these major grand openings, and here's our announcement to the world and all that, and we just said, fuck it, you want to come in?
Hi.
And that's really all it was.
We have beer.
That's because that.
Hey guys, we're here. and it really is because over the course of the build out, right, and especially in the last month, there was so much foot traffic of people that would walk by and they poke their head in the door and they're like, "Are you guys open?" I'm like, "Do we look
No.
open?
Yeah.
Like, do you not see nails and boards everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, come on,
And
man."
then They're like,
come
well,
check
what
out
are
the
you
bathroom?
doing? What's it gonna look like? And I'm like, hey, just come on in. So I'd come in and
It
I'm
was
like,
clean by then.
Yeah, it was clean by then. I seriously had no idea that that happened,
Until just now.
and I am very upset.
I'm very upset that I'm the one that had to see it.
I'm upset that I didn't know about it after the fact. Like maybe I wanted the black light. Maybe I would have liked to have seen it.
I was gonna say I wish
I'm
I was
weird.
there. I wish
Yeah.
I was
I
there.
would
Yeah.
have loved to have seen it.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah,
Now
I
you have
would.
to tell the story secondhand,
I am
Lindsay, because of their
It's
selfishness.
so odd. I would have loved to have been disgusted by it. I don't know.
There's plenty of things to be disgusted about what this place was. It's fine.
I'm aware.
So the neighbor,
But-
well, the neighbor, like that's incredible. Like, well,
Yeah.
and what a great. I mean, that is like the top-notch market research that you can do. Somebody that lives here comes in.
Yeah.
Where's the ultralight? Where's the Bud Light? Where's it? Or
I don't got
What
that.
do you got?
Give me this.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
going
Well,
to give you this.
you-
And we
you
have,
get a
and
gauge.
again, we have American Legion right here on the corner, right?
Okay.
They're
And
so
we get,
awesome.
and they're so great. And we get them. They come in here, and we look. Let's not be disillusioned by anything. They're all Bud Light, Mick Ultra drinkers. That's
Yep.
all, and hard
Bloody
liquor
Marys.
drinkers.
I don't have vodka.
We don't have any of those things. And
Yeah.
what do they do when they come in here? We got one that comes in and all he drinks is sours.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
get the hell out of here. Like, really?
yeah,
Cool.
I found sours have been more of a transition beer than other beers. that
Yes.
I've
They
tried.
are.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to explain to people how to drink a sour, especially up here. Like, everybody gets that taster and like, oh, that tart. I'm like, no.
No, you gotta drink it
You
two
gotta
or three
drink
times. Like, you
a
gotta have
few
a
of
sip.
them. Like, get it down to get through a quarter of a glass.
Sure.
You get your palate balanced, right? And then all of a sudden you're going to get all of the flavors of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But you have to get through that shock
Sure.
that
yeah.
you're doing your palate. And once they do, they're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Like you're getting you said American Legion?
Yeah.
Well,
they're fantastic.
I grew up in Ohio. In Ohio, like in our small town, there was 5,000 people in our small town. Actually, it was kind of funny. It went between like 4,500 and 5,000.
Yeah.
And in Ohio, that determined whether you were a city or a township.
Okay.
So like one year it'd be like East Palestine, the city of this. Next year it'd be like East Palestine, the township of this.
Yeah.
So we're right on the cusp. So,
Yeah.
but in our small town, we had the Eagles Club, we had the Moose Club, we had the VFW.
See, we got Elks right up the street
Yep.
as well.
American Legion.
Elks.
Yeah.
It's right
So-
there
And all
with
of
it.
these
It's right
guys come in here.
Yeah.
They all come in and they support, in their own way, right? Like everybody's
whether
gonna
they
say,
like micro beer or understand it,
Yeah.
or
But
they're gonna
whatever,
come in
they're
and they
gonna
have
come
a
in
beer.
and this is their neighborhood, this is their community. They're
Yeah.
gonna have a beer. They're gonna talk. They're gonna. It's amazing. They're
Yeah.
gonna hang out. It doesn't matter. It's amazing. My 13-year-old just joined a Scouts troop right here. Like I don't live up
And
here.
you live in Chandler.
I live in Chandler, and she's joined this.
I wondered why you were at Scouts when you were
Yeah.
over here. I was like, oh,
She
that's
joined
odd.
a Scouts
idea.
group. We've
Yeah.
got a couple guys that come in, and one of them runs the Scouts group, and he's like, hey, she want to get out, she want to do stuff, and I'm like, hell yeah, she does. So
Merit badges
Miss
all
Brian
around.
May.
Let's go.
and now
That's right.
we're here. Well, it's a Boy Scout. It's a girls' branch.
Is
of
she going to do
Boy
bow and
Scouts of
arrow
America.
merit badge?
Well, they're asking me because I'm not.
I'm all bow and
okay,
arrow.
so yes, I was in the Olympics.
That's
I
a
have the
beer for
equivalent of like a whatever degree in archery, but I'm not a licensed coach.
Okay.
So
I had a bow and arrow merit badge.
awesome.
She's
I
gonna
taught.
light you
I
up, dude.
taught the people.
I made the goddamn Olympics, asshole.
I taught the people how to teach the people.
You know
that
what I
taught
had to
you.
do to get it? I had to hit the target.
Oh my God.
Just hit it. That's
With
all
his
I had
hand,
to
he
do.
had to run up and hit
Yeah,
it.
it's like a
They're
boom.
like, Mike, just hit it.
Just
with your
Just
hand.
hit it.
Yeah,
Just
Get this
throw
guy
it.
out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. You're in our way. Yeah,
No,
that's
but
really
I'm-
what
but-
happened.
Oh no, that's a 13-year-old that sells me beer.
Yeah, right. But now
That was
we're-
only last week.
We might not live in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
But our business is here. Our life is here. Like
That's
our
an
house
interesting-
isn't here. My kids are involved in things in this
Yeah.
community, so we are a part of this community in one way or another. I just don't sleep here.
Yeah. Always.
Sometimes Steven does.
Sometimes Steven
Yeah,
does
he?
because
Where's
he.
Well,
Well,
it seems
he's-
like he can
he's right
sleep
there.
anywhere.
No.
He really can't.
No.
Really?
No. He's
So
got.
where's he
We've got a
sleep?
cot.
I love him to death,
have
and
it
we
back
try to
there.
make him sleep. He just won't. He's right there.
He's outside.
Where is he?
He's right there.
No, he's outside.
I
know.
love him. When is he going to jump on?
He's not. He's got meetings all day.
Aw.
It's a thing.
He seemed a little yeah.
He's got. So Steve's still working 2 jobs.
Yes.
And he's doing
Steve's
this.
your husband.
Steve is my
Third
husband,
owner.
third
Third
owner.
owner.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
a monster for doing
He's
all
a monster.
this. Like,
He is so amazing, and I love that man so much. And he has done everything above and beyond he possibly can to make this happen.
Yeah.
white cooler.
The barbecue is what he and I started with. We
Yes.
do live fire.
Yeah.
All of these things. So it's
So
like
amazing.
it is so
unreal.
you have to babysit it. If
Yeah.
honestly, if we could get the same
Actually,
flavor,
the smoker doesn't like Lindsay.
The smoker fucking hates me.
Like he's tried to hand things off to you.
Oh, and then it's
just
like,
it's like,
it
fuck
won't
you.
hold temp, or it goes too hot, or it goes too cold, and then I'm like, oh fuck you, I'm over it. So then I just start putting wood in it, and now it's at like 500 degrees, and Steve's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know, it's being a bitch.
Have you ever
So-
seen the movie or read the book, Christine?
Yeah,
Yes.
Stephen
yeah,
King?
yeah. No,
That's the
it's-
smoker.
It's the smoker,
Right? It's
Yeah,
like,
For her.
Lindsay, come
for
on,
me.
this fucking
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
burn her.
I hate it.
But Steven's a master of that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
He
he
has the
goes through.
patience.
He does.
has like the gentle caress,
Yeah.
like the love, and I'm like, fuck.
And it's that I think.
I am Hulk smash,
Yeah.
and he is like,
But I
no
think
smoke.
But I think
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, yeah.
with him, I think that's what I think I love the most, right? So
Yeah.
he's got that super passion, just like I do for the brewing. It's him with all of that, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that, as much as I love, and yeah, I got smokers at home, but I can't do it like he does.
Sure.
And everything that he makes is so good. I mean, to the point of when we have even other chefs come in, right? And they literally take their little trays and are licking the plates. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, but
Yeah.
they're so excited about having it. And because it's so good, and that's a testament to how good he is
and he
at
gets
what he does.
nerd into it. Like
Yeah.
he's a special kind of nerd. We're all our own kind of nerds
Yeah,
for sure.
that's great.
But he's in air convection and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And
Oh, he knows all the science of his entire
all of it. And I'm like,
system.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you put wood in it, you light it on fire. You know.
My thing is like I hit the switch and it didn't turn on.
I would love that.
We're making it on the stove.
I would love that.
Yes.
If I
right?
could just, I would love a Traeger where you just put some friggin' pellets in, turn it on, set it to a temp, and go.
That's too much work for me sometimes.
I would love that. I want the little pig-shaped one.
I don't bring up the Traeger because it's a sensitive subject.
It is. It's like archery. It's the recurve versus the compound. Steve is all about the live fire, babysitting and doing stuff. That's the recurve aspect. Compound, training wheels, pellets, go. So I would 100% get it.
I fill my Traeger with pellets and then I sit down and have a beer.
Me too. Yeah, dude.
But that's
I fill it with wood. I have
and then you fight with it.
I threaten it.
And then you fight with it.
I know.
Smacking it with shit. Yes.
Yeah.
But Steven, again, at the end of the day, he's
phenomenal.
He just sits there and he knows it so well. It's impressive to watch it. And I most of my days I'm here in the brewery and I'm trying to, do, work on things or clean or do everything I have to do. And then I try to go out there every once in a while when he's working on stuff and I just kind of take it in. And it's
like a dance almost.
Yeah,
it's like an artistic, interpretive dance.
It's so cool what he's able to achieve with that, and
consistently.
Yes,
yeah,
100%. Like it's impressive.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I think at least for myself, I feel so blessed to be part of the group that we have to be able to do these things.
I feel like we're doing innovative things, but it's still comfort.
Yeah.
Like, it's still things that people are familiar with, so it's comfortable. Yeah. But we're doing it in a consistent way that is a little different than what somebody else has done.
Sure. Yeah.
Whether that be beer or food or, just
And there's still the family drama.
And there's always
the family drama. Just come in and sit and watch for a little while.
or just don't pay attention because
No, come and watch. It's always a show.
Well, so what is you're the executive chef. So what is the goal with we've talked about Mike's beer vision. What about the food vision?
I feel like the barbecue is pretty set. Barbecue is barbecue as a centerpiece. Yeah. When it comes to food outside of that, so we have a lot of friends that have dietary restrictions, whether it is put on them by health reasons or social reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
So I really want to bring in a comprehensive vegan, vegetarian menu.
Okay.
We do that on the barbecue side. We do the smoked jackfruit. We've got a vegan sauce. We've got gluten-free buns. I'm working on, a vegan cheese sauce.
All things some of it I knew.
Yeah.
But the thing is like I'm 100% carnivore. Like I don't even like breakfast foods. Like I want a burger, I want a sandwich. I don't care if it's 6 a.m. or 5
Well, as long as there's an egg on the burger, it's breakfast.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but
it depends on the time of the day for me. If I'm eating it at whether it's pizza, a steak, or whatever, if it's 7, that's breakfast.
Yeah.
7 a.m.,
It's like
it doesn't matter if there's a beer in front of me. It's still breakfast.
Yes, it's the same with my kids. I don't care what you want to eat as long as you're eating. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got some things. I'm working on a vegetarian shepherd's pie. I'd like to do some smoked tomatoes with like a feta cheese, like different things.
Can we do a shepherd's pie without the vegan option?
Well, yeah, I already do that.
But I mean,
shepherd's meat pie.
I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
I can do
I'm
that.
down for that.
But I want to do a white wine reduction.
I know we're talking about the vegan stuff, and that's great.
I mean, there's.
I'm kind of hungry all of a sudden.
Wrap it up.
I know, right? We gotta wrap it up. We gotta eat. You can.
All of a sudden, I'm thinking shepherd's pie. Let's go.
Well, Cornish pasty's going to open up here eventually, right?
And really? Dubliner makes a great one, by the way.
Oh, well, then let's go to Dubliner for lunch. But I mean,
moving on.
You can get wings. We do smoked wings.
Yeah.
But you can get pizza. You can get a burger. You can get whatever. You
anywhere
can get that
around
anywhere.
Here.
Yeah.
So why not have something a little bit elevated? So I've got a whole list of things that I want to do, and again, it comes to the neighborhood. Sure. We got to test things out.
But also the base is the barbecue.
The base is the barbecue.
Which is great. I mean,
it is.
I don't meet
But I want to have other options. My daughter, she loves our pork belly nachos. That's all she'll eat.
Oh,
she hates our
I
pulled
love
pork.
those too. Yeah.
Cool. Don't have the pulled pork.
Yeah.
You had
My
the pork
son
belly?
likes certain things.
First time I met you guys
was at Hop Central.
Yeah. had those pork belly nachos, and I was
Yeah.
so stoked that you guys just had like the orange like nacho cheese.
Oh my god!
You have to.
It was like an hour from where I lived, and I didn't even care.
You have to.
I didn't even care.
Carnival cheese is the way to
It
go.
is.
But we
It
played with real cheese blends and different things.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
But it didn't cool well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it when things get like,
It gets
not that it gets
Congealed
grainy,
or
it gets
whatever.
Yes,
congealed.
that's what I was
weird,
thinking of,
You
yeah.
know, if you're, because we're hot holding everything, because we don't actually have a kitchen, so everything's on a sterno at the moment.
Yeah.
And that, I can't control the temperature of that. So
Yeah.
sauces are going to break and things are going to happen. So right now it's just kind of a toss up in the air.
Yeah.
So
But at this point, weekends you have.
weekends,
We're talking.
we're talking about trying to be able to do it every weekend.
Yes.
And we
Okay.
just got another person. Her name is Kristen. She's going to be coming in starting on Friday.
Nice.
She's going to be our backup
Cue the
support.
applause.
Yeah, no, you know what? She is
first
so
employee?
amazing. First
First
employee.
employee.
Nice.
She's amazing. She's got a huge background in the service industry. She's a fantastic.
She's got a
fucking
good
person.
following.
Great following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely love her to death.
It's going to be a much needed help for us. I mean, at the end of the day, we love to think that we're superhuman and we can
yeah.
absolutely do everything.
I'm not superhuman.
Okay.
She's like, I don't like that way.
I'm in.
But
no way.
we're not at the end of the day,
It's
we're
just
not
three of us.
focusing
Yeah.
enough on where we should, right? So that
How do
extra
you have him here at 6 or 7 in the morning, cleaning tanks and brewing beer? You've got Steve here for over 24 hours, babysitting a smoker. I've got small kids at home and trying to come here
Right.
and serve beer and do all of these things.
And so these
like-
are the things that, again, at the end of the day, you look at and you're like, we got to ease this somewhere, right? So suck it up, deal with it, hire the employee, and let's figure that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to help us, instead of working, in the business, to work on the business. And that's a huge,
Absolutely, yeah.
that's a huge, step that is necessary to take.
Yep.
For all of us,
Yeah.
right?
And again, but that comes down to we're paying for everything out of pocket. So,
But again,
if we
it
had
helps.
the funding to just dump into everything, we would have had the
Yeah.
funding to hire an entire crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of
So-
the day, we got somebody to help us at the bar level, right? Then I think and maybe we look at the next step is how do we help Steven out and work somebody into
Into the barbecue aspect.
barbecue aspect to
Yeah.
give that break, because it is such. I can't even in myself, and I work here a lot and doing all those things, but with already what he's doing and
2 jobs
and
plus
trying
this
to come
barbecue.
back and do the barbecue
And sleeping
there's got to
here
be
for
some
4
help.
hours.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, it's-
like
Yeah.
we try to give. Where's the help, and we need to figure that out, and that's the
which
next
is
step.
that is our next step.
Yep.
For sure.
That's great. You guys found somebody because I've
It kind of fell in our lap.
Yeah?
I feel
Okay,
like a lot
nice.
of the
Thankfully.
things. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the things that have happened to us though is like Mikey had a plan with Rage Fury. We had a plan with the Arizona Barbecue, and those plans kind of fell apart. And it was already suggested that we come together, and it just kind of funneled into where that's what it was.
Again, drunken Zoom call.
Yes.
boom. That's a beer.
That
name
was
right
the
there.
solidifier.
Drunken Zoom
that
call.
that was more.
You
of
know
the
what that
solidifier.
you know what? Again, he's on point. Like we need to hire him for beer names
I'm
and shit.
saying
I
you're
mean,
in.
I
have
do,
zero
man.
problem with that. Zero problem. But and then
That
when
may
it-
be the next IPA.
Hey, right?
yeah.
Zoom call.
When it came to now we're in this and we need someone to help with things, it's kind of fallen in our lap. Like things have happened the way they were supposed to have happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I don't want to say destiny or
Sure,
fate
no.
or whatever,
Yeah.
but as we've approached certain issues or certain crossroads, the answer has just fallen into our lap. And
Well,
it's been amazing.
They say luck is where opportunity meets hard work,
Yeah.
right? So right there,
Yeah.
boom. Because if you guys hadn't been working your asses off, you probably would have never crossed paths at that point, right?
Right.
Like it's like, oh
Right.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
great opportunity, but like I don't want to work with those people. They're just
Yeah.
fucking slacking. You guys have been working your asses off forever.
Oh,
So
I
that's
don't
a
think it's
product
ever
of
going to
that.
stop,
It's
right?
never going to
I
stop.
don't
I
think
mean,
you
like
guys
again,
want it to stop, though.
well, I don't think
Yeah.
it can. The minute
I
we
mean,
start
I would
slowing
like-
down, then you feel like your feet are stuck, and that's. I don't think that's any of our personalities.
Sure.
It-
It's not. The more simple it is, the more I fuck it up. You know what I mean?
Also,
it's got to be more difficult because then I have to stop and I have to think about it and I have to plan things and do things. So the more difficult it is, actually, the more easier.
Simplicity causes issues.
Yeah, simplicity. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't. And
Sorry, I'll stop making things easy.
No, I just stand there with like a dumbfounded look on my face, like, what?
Confused unga bunga.
I think that the name, this whole thing came full circle. The name is perfect. Fire and Fury. Chaos lives as alive and well here. Falling into the norms and all that shit is not. Leave that.
Yeah, leave it at the door.
Leave that down
if you want to have a good time, you want to have great
Paradise
beer, you want to have
Valley,
amazing food, you want to meet some cool ass people, this is where you got to be.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
I totally agree with that. Yep.
Boom. That's it.
That's a wrap.
Hell yeah, guys.
Is that a wrap?
That's
Can
it.
Steven come over here and say hi?
Steven, yeah, Steven,
he's got to come over here and say hi.
You got to jump on. Is he on the phone?
Here.
No.
Nah, he's not. He's got to come on.
Oh, he might be.
Is he on the phone?
He might be.
He
can put the earphone on the other side.
Yeah, he can talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Well, no, that's what we all do.
Yeah. Man.
There he is.
I was waiting
the
you
man,
out, man.
the myth, the legend.
I was waiting you out.
And the beard.
Hey, what's going on?
You, Steven? What's up, buddy?
Running a brewery, man.
Dude, you were all over the place today, man. Like, I came in, you guys were in a meeting. You've been on the phone the whole time, man, working your ass off, dude. Congratulations on the spot.
Thanks, man.
First of all, yeah.
Thanks. It's been fun, man. It really has. It's been a lot less stressful than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
Which has been nice.
Wow.
You know, now that I have the headphones on, I'm starting to realize that he's got that late night sexy.
Oh yeah.
You know, like radio voice
that you don't really hear when we're
welcome
just talking.
to
now you're gonna hear it. Every
welcome
time
to K-Jazz.
Right?
Tiffany from the East Side says, "My boyfriend." I love it, man. I love it, dude. So, I mean, we ran the gamut of the story. We ran
we even talked about the black light.
The blacklight story. Oh yeah, we were on that for way longer than we probably should have. But
Lindsay's very upset that she didn't get to see that.
Yeah, that was frightening.
Yes,
that was definitely frightening.
Moving on.
So all right, so we kind of determined that you've got the secret sauce with the barbecue, man. Lindsay says she tries to step in and handle it, but you just got that love and attention and caught behind that wall.
I do have a cot.
How are you going to hand that off? Like and same for you, Mike. I guess that's how. We'll start with Steven.
Let's start with Steven.
How do you how are you able to hand that off? Because I mean, both of you guys. These are passion type of things that you guys do.
Yeah.
How do you hand that off?
I think with the barbecue, a big part of it is honestly, I got to find somebody that has the same passion. I got to find somebody that's going to step in and have the same passion for what I'm doing that I have.
Yeah.
That
to actually believe in everything that we do. Yeah.
Right. And understand that, it's not just about, what barbecue we're kicking out or what beer we're kicking out, but, they do go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And having an understanding of the process that we go through when we're cooking, the process that we're going through when we're brewing, the processes that we do, this, that, and the other, that, because Mike and I didn't come from someplace else that taught us how they do it, we're doing it how we do it. And it makes things a little different when you're bringing people in that used to work at other barbecue shops or used to work at other breweries that want to do things the way they were taught or the way that it was done before.
That's a great way to say that, actually.
We're not doing things the way that they were done before. Our processes from the brewery to the barbecue to the kitchen are different. And I think part of that comes down to, because of the industries that we came from, we look at work differently than these establishments are normally built out of. He comes from a project management background, and everything that he does is all planned out and project managed.
Yeah.
I'm used to that same mentality, and I'm used to that same atmosphere. So when we're doing barbecue, it's the same idea. It's everything has a schedule, everything's planned out, everything's done a certain way.
Yeah.
But it's not done the way that I was taught. It's done the way that I learned.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And whether you're working on Mike's brew system, which is different than what most guys in big breweries are going to come here and have an understanding of working in, or working in our custom-built smoker that works differently than what they may have been using at another smokehouse, there's going to be a learning curve. And a lot of it's when you start a new martial art and they tell you to unlearn what you know.
Yeah.
So that you can open up and learn something new and do it differently and understand that it's not done that way at X brewery. That's the way we do it here.
Yeah.
And this is why it comes out the way that it does.
Yeah.
So it's just finding somebody with those passions that are willing to do things different.
I feel like you get to a point though where we did a podcast with. Do you know the story of Blue Clover Distillery in Old Town?
No.
So it's two brothers that own it. A story for another podcast. One of the brothers actually cut my hair up by where I live. It just
intentionally.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Like,
he just woke up one morning with a mohawk.
He just decided he was getting his hair. Like, you're getting your hair cut.
So this dude's cutting my hair, and he's saying, yeah, me and my brother opened a distillery. This is like 3-4 years ago. Opened a distillery in Scottsdale. I'm like, no shit. Like, I do a podcast about beer, but I'm open to spirits and stuff. And he's like, yeah. He's like, we're opening it up, and my sister's gonna be there for opening night. You know who Holly Holm is? I'm like, chick that knocked out like Ronda Rousey? Yeah, everybody knows who Holly Holm is, right? Yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, that's my sister. So Holly Holm's brothers own a distillery in Old Town called Blue Clover.
Okay.
Fantastic. Like, their spirits
Did not know that.
really good.
I'll have to stop in.
Really good. But the one brother, he kept saying throughout the podcast, he was like, no skill unused. I think that was how he said it. It basically was like he, used these skills that he used in these previous careers to be able to excel at this.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Where, like, for me, I'm like, I want to put that shit behind me. Like, I don't want to, I fuck corporate systems and all this shit.
Right.
Over the last year, I'm like, that helps me a lot. Like, like, if
it really does.
Yeah, if you can be open to, like, I don't know. It's, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, all skills.
100%.
Everything that you've learned comes into play.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just drinking that. I was like, wow, that's really good. That's the Tombstone.
Is that the light lager?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It is really good.
So anyways, no, I just love what you guys are doing. I'm glad you guys finally got your doors open. And, yeah, thank you guys for having me in.
Yeah.
Boom. Wish I had the video on for you, buddy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm better off camera. Just go with the voice.
Yeah, for sure.
But let the voice soothe
Let
you.
the voice. Yes. All right, guys.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you
Brad.
so much.
Yes, yes.